Welcome to ZoomInData, your go-to channel for in-depth data engineering, analytics, and modern cloud technology interview preparation. In this video, we dive deep into the top 25 import versus DirectQuery versus DirectLake connectivity modes in Microsoft Fabric interview questions for 2025, updated as of early 2026. Perfect for data analysts, BI developers, architects, and anyone preparing for Fabric, Power BI, or Lakehouse analytics roles. We cover the three core modes, key differences, performance implications, data freshness, storage, licensing, large datasets, real-time capabilities, security, OneLake integration, scalability, and best practices, all explained in clear, interview-ready technical language to help you confidently ace your next interview. 1. What are the three Power BI connectivity modes in Fabric? The three primary connectivity modes in Power BI within Microsoft Fabric are Import, DirectQuery, and DirectLake, each balancing performance, freshness, and resource usage differently. Import mode loads data into the in-memory VertiPack engine. DirectQuery pushes queries to the source. DirectLake reads Delta files directly from OneLake on demand. Composite models allow mixing modes within a single semantic model for hybrid scenarios, leveraging strengths of each. Choice depends on dataset size, freshness requirements, latency tolerance, and underlying source type, Lakehouse, warehouse, or external. 2. What is import mode? Import mode copies data from the source into the Power BI semantic model's compressed VertiPack storage during scheduled or manual refreshes. It provides the fastest query performance as all data resides in memory, supporting full DAX capabilities without source dependency. Refreshes duplicate data into proprietary format, requiring capacity resources for loading and storage. Ideal for smaller to medium datasets where periodic freshness, hourly, daily, is acceptable. 3. What is DirectQuery mode? DirectQuery mode generates native queries, typically TSQL, pushed to the underlying source for each user interaction, returning results without storing data locally. It ensures always fresh data by querying the source live, suitable for rapidly changing or massive datasets. Performance depends heavily on source engine optimization, network latency, and query complexity. Commonly used with Fabric warehouse or external databases requiring real-time accuracy. 4. What is DirectLake mode? DirectLake mode loads Delta Parquet files directly from OneLake into VertiPack memory on demand, combining import speed with DirectQuery freshness. It avoids data duplication and full refreshes by referencing Lake resident files, with lightweight framing for metadata sync. Supports petabyte-scale datasets with temperature-based caching and automatic fallback to DirectQuery for complex operations. Native to Fabric Lakehouse, warehouse, it represents the preferred mode for modern Lakehouse analytics. 5. What are the key differences between these modes? Import duplicates data with scheduled refreshes. DirectQuery queries source live. DirectLake reads OneLake Delta directly without copying. Performance. Import fastest, in memory. DirectLake near import with low fallback, DirectQuery source dependent. Freshness. Import periodic, DirectQuery, DirectLake real-time, DirectLake framing versus DirectQuery full push. Storage. Import high duplication, DirectQuery, DirectLake 0 in model, DirectLake uses OneLake. 6. When should import mode be used? Use import for smaller datasets, less than capacity memory limit, needing maximum query speed and full DAX functionality. Ideal when data changes infrequently and scheduled refreshes, hourly, daily, meet business needs. Suitable for complex calculations, what-if parameters, or when source performance is unreliable. Preferred in composite models for calculated tables or RLS requiring in-memory processing. 7. When should DirectQuery mode be used? Choose DirectQuery for very large or rapidly changing datasets where real-time accuracy is critical and duplication impractical. Appropriate when source, e.g., warehouse, is highly optimized for analytical queries and low latency. Useful for compliance scenarios requiring no data extraction from secure sources. Legacy scenarios with non-Delta external databases before migrating to Lakehouse. 8. When should DirectLake mode be used? DirectLake is recommended for large to massive Delta datasets in OneLake requiring both high performance and real-time freshness. Best for Lakehouse analytics where medallion architecture provides curated gold layers. Ideal when avoiding duplication, refresh overhead, and storage costs is priority. Default choice in Fabric for new semantic models on Lakehouse, warehouse. 9. How do these modes affect performance? Import delivers consistently fastest queries via full in-memory VRT-pack compression and optimization. DirectLake achieves near import speeds with on-demand loading and caching, minimal fallback impact when Delta optimized. DirectQuery performance varies with source engine, network, and query complexity, often higher latency. DirectLake scales best for large datasets, import limited by memory, DirectQuery by source capacity. 10. How do these modes affect data freshness? Import provides freshness only at refresh intervals, potentially stale between scheduled loads. DirectQuery always returns latest source data with every interaction for true real-time. DirectLake reflects latest Delta version immediately after framing, near real-time without full push. DirectLake, DirectQuery superior for volatile data, import for stable snapshots. 11. How do these modes affect storage usage? Import duplicates data in compressed VRT-pack format, increasing storage within capacity limits. DirectQuery stores only metadata, zero data duplication in model. DirectLake references OneLake files directly, no duplication beyond underlying Delta storage. DirectLake, DirectQuery minimize model storage. Import scales with dataset size. 12. How do these modes affect licensing costs? All modes require Fabric capacity or premium. Import incurs higher refresh compute costs. DirectLake optimizes active time billing with minimal framing overhead versus import full loads. DirectQuery shifts load to source but may increase query concurrency costs. DirectLake generally most cost-efficient for large, fresh datasets due to reduced processing. 13. How do these modes handle large datasets? Import limited by available capacity memory, e.g., F64 to 100 GB compressed. DirectQuery scales with source capacity, suitable for terabyte-plus external databases. DirectLake excels at petabyte scale via on-demand Delta access without memory constraints. DirectLake preferred for modern Lakehouse. Aggregations help import DirectQuery at scale. 14. How do these modes impact query latency? Import offers sub-second latency via in-memory columnar engine. DirectLake achieves similar low latency with caching, occasional fallback adding minor delay. DirectQuery latency depends on source response, network, and translation overhead. DirectLake, import superior for interactive visuals, DirectQuery for freshness trade-off. 15. How do these modes manage caching? Import caches entire dataset in VertiPack with persistent compression. DirectQuery caches only metadata and occasional results, relying on source. DirectLake uses temperature-based column caching with framing invalidation. Import DirectLake provide better repeat query performance via in-memory access. 16. How do these modes handle concurrency? Import supports high concurrency via shared in-memory model, limited by refresh windows. DirectQuery scales with source concurrency but risks overload during peaks. DirectLake leverages fabric autoscaling and smoothing for smooth high user loads. DirectLake, import better for many simultaneous users. DirectQuery source dependent. 17. How do these modes manage security? All modes support RLS, OLS, and Entra ID authentication with role-based application. Import evaluates RLS in memory. DirectQuery pushes filters to source where supported. DirectLake uses fixed identity for consistent RLS without performance hit. Sensitivity labels and purview governance apply uniformly across modes. 18. How do these modes integrate with OneLake? Import copies OneLake data into model storage during refresh. DirectQuery connects via SQL endpoint to OneLake resident tables. DirectLake natively references Delta files in OneLake with zero-copy access. DirectLake provides deepest, most efficient OneLake integration. 19. How do these modes support real-time analytics? Import limited to refresh cadence, not suitable for real-time. DirectQuery delivers true real-time by querying source live. DirectLake offers near real-time with immediate post-ingestion access via framing. DirectQuery, DirectLake preferred. DirectLake faster for lake sources. 20. How do these modes support enterprise reporting? Import Excels for complex DAX, what if, and high interactivity enterprise dashboards. DirectQuery ensures compliance with always current regulatory data. DirectLake scales enterprise-wide with performance and freshness on Lakehouse. Composite models combine modes for comprehensive enterprise needs. 21. How do these modes support scalability? Import scales to capacity memory limits with vertical SKU upgrades. DirectQuery scales horizontally with source infrastructure. DirectLake scales serverlessly to petabytes via OneLake and autoscaling. DirectLake offers best long-term scalability in Fabric ecosystem. 22. How do these modes affect data modeling? Import supports full DAX including calculated columns and complex relationships. DirectQuery limits some DAX functions and requires source-compatible modeling. DirectLake enables nearly full DAX with minimal fallback restrictions. Import DirectLake more flexible. DirectQuery constrained by source. 23. How do these modes support incremental refresh? Import natively supports incremental with range start, range end parameters for large tables. DirectQuery inherently incremental as no data stored. DirectLake incremental via upstream delta loads and instant framing. Import. DirectLake optimize refresh efficiency. DirectQuery avoids entirely. 24. How do these modes handle schema changes? Import requires manual refresh to capture schema updates from source. DirectQuery reflects changes immediately via live metadata. DirectLake syncs via automatic, manual framing post-delta evolution. DirectQuery, DirectLake more responsive. Import needs scheduled alignment. 25. What are best practices for choosing a connectivity mode? Default to DirectLake for Fabric Lakehouse, warehouse datasets needing performance and freshness. Use import for smaller datasets or complex DAX requiring full in-memory capabilities. Reserve DirectQuery for non-delta sources or strict real-time compliance needs. Leverage composite models strategically. Monitor performance, fallback and optimize underlying delta. Thank you for watching. If this video helps you prepare for your Microsoft Fabric interview, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your network. Don't forget to subscribe to ZoomInData and hit the bell icon for more in-depth data engineering, analytics, and cloud technology interview prep videos every week. Drop your questions or topic requests in the comments. Let's zoom in on your success together.